Hello, everyone. I hope that this broadcast is live at the time that I'm having this conversation. Um, I've been having technical difficulties trying my best to get it connected. So I am really, really hopeful that our conversation can actually get started now because we have such an important subject to talk about today. Today, I'm coming to talk about dealing with guilt or survivor's guilt or even grief during the holiday season. And so thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tukwesa Dean, and I'm president of the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group. And I want to talk about this topic today because it affects so many of us, especially during this time of year, like coping with grief and survivor's guilt during the holiday is something that we should keep in our awareness that not everyone around us is going to be jovial and jolly. There are people who are going to be feeling a little bit heavy during this season, but yet have to be switched on to put a good face forward as if they're happy and festive and joyous. And I want you to know that that can be really, really heavy. So, the very first thing I want to do today is to start by saying that if you're grieving or if you're feeling overwhelmed or if you're feeling like life is really, really heavy, I want you to know first that you're not alone. Secondly, I'd like you to know that your feelings are valid and it's okay to feel the way that you do. It's okay to not be okay. Please don't allow the pressure from society, friends, other places to make you feel bad about the fact that you're not feeling okay. It's okay not to be okay. And so today we're going to explore some ways that we can use to help navigate the emotions that we feel. And also, I'm going to be sharing some practical tips with you to help you find moments of peace and healing during this holiday season. Now, I do have some notes in front of me, and I'm referring to my notes because I want to make sure that every single thing that I have purpose for this conversation, I'm actually sharing with you. So if you see me look away, just know that I'm looking to make sure that every important point is being shared with you today. And so I want to also share with you that grief is a natural response to losing someone that we care about deeply. Grief is not linear, grief has no timeline. You may be up this morning and down an hour after that. It has ebbs and flows, and more often than not, it shows up unexpectedly, especially during moments like the holiday season that are really, really steeped in tradition and memories. I remember just the other day being in a retail store and they started playing a song through their stereo system. And I remember just the tears falling down my eyes because the song transported me back to the church service that we were having when we buried my brother. And that song always triggers me. So there are little things that will trigger us during the holiday season. And so we have to understand that grief has its ebbs and flows and be okay with that. Now, in reality, the holiday also magnifies our loss. I remember the first two holidays after my mother passed from cancer, her absence was so massive. And the absence of the loved ones during the holiday season, that absence is something that causes us to struggle to be happy because we feel the void. Everyone's gathered together, everyone's having a great time, and that person that we love is not there. And that can leave us feeling disconnected and overwhelmed. It can also have us feeling very painful. And so, here are some tips I'd like to share with you as you navigate the 2025 holiday season. The first tip I'd like to share with you is allow yourself to feel. Grief doesn't take a holiday. Give your emotions permission to feel what you're feeling, whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, whether it's joy, whatever you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel those feelings because when we suppress those feelings, we actually internalize that and that will do more harm to our bodies than good. Secondly, I'd like to encourage you to set some boundaries this holiday season. And so if you feel that going to 10 outings or 10 events that your family may be having, or that society, people in society, church, wherever, all of these events are happening as you are, where it is a demanding season. So if you're overwhelmed thinking about how many of those places you're expected to show up to, I'm here today to tell you that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to some of those events and traditions that feel too difficult for you. And it's important for you to protect your energy. Now, even though I'm telling you to set a boundary and saying that it's okay to say no to some of those events, I want to make sure that you hear me clearly. I'm not saying to isolate yourself. I'm saying if there are 10 events, perhaps choose five. Isolation is a tool that makes us depressed, sad, lonely. And so it's important during this holiday season that we find somewhat of a balance between our quiet time, but also sitting in community. And that's being with our family and creating other memories and traditions and remembering the people that have transitioned ahead of us. Because they're not here, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that we should forget them. We should remember them with love, with joy, with happiness, and talk about the memories and do you remember when type stories. So the first thing is allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. The second thing is to set boundaries. The third thing is to honor your loved ones. And today, as I'm sitting here doing this live with you, I'm wearing my mom's pearl earrings. These were her favorite earrings. And I remember the day that we rushed her to the emergency room. She was actually wearing these earrings. We got into the emergency room and she passed away 2 days later. And these pearl earrings, whenever I wear them, I just feel like she is so close to me, particularly as I am building on a legacy with the cancer support group. It makes me feel as if she is very much a part of what I'm doing. And so I find that when I wear them, it's an honor for me to be able to stand in such big shoes. So this holiday season, I want to encourage you to find ways to honor your loved ones and your traditions. So during our holiday season, we burn a candle. It's one of those battery operated candles. And so when we're here having dinner or when we're gathered, that candle is always lit in memory of those in our family who are no longer with us. That their light, even though they may not physically be with us, their light still remains with us. And so what type of tradition can you put together to honor your family members? Perhaps it's making their favorite dish. Perhaps it's creating an ornament that you can place on your Christmas tree in their memory. So find a way to honor the person that's no longer here with you. We don't need to forget them. And so, fourthly, I'd like to encourage you to lean on your support system. Reach out to your friends, your family, and the support groups. Now, our support group, the Jenny Dane Caring and Sharing Support Group, is open to women with all types of cancer. So if you're journeying alone, please know that you don't have to be alone. Send us a message on our Facebook page, send us a message on our phone number, go to our website, GD Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group.com, and connect with us. It is a community of like-minded women. Our support group is vibrant. It's a group of women who, when they get together, they learn, they live, they love, they laugh, and they support each other. We have a very vibrant WhatsApp community as well, where our sisters share, they ask information. How did you do this? How did you do that? What were some of your this? And so it's a community where we stay connected with each other to support each other. Now, why is that important? It's important for us to get into these cancer support groups because our family and friends can understand our journey to a certain extent, but only who feels it has a better appreciation for whatever it is that you're dealing with. That's why you want to get into a community of other women who've been where you are, and also because they are evidence. In our group are women who are 53-year survivors, 17-year survivors, 29-year survivors, and these women are evidence that life does go on and that you can continue to thrive after you've journeyed with cancer. So make sure that you're tapping into a community and let them know what you need, even if it's just a listening ear. Many times when we are down on our luck or when we're ill, we internalize and then we start to think, hey, I don't want to be a burden to somebody else. And so we don't reach out. One of my greatest regrets, and I had no control over this, was that my mom decided what she wanted me to know about her journey. She decided when she would let me know that she was sick. She was very good at putting on a good front when I was around. And so I have a lot of regret that I could not be there for her in a greater capacity because she made sure that she wasn't a burden to me. But my mom could never be a burden to me, and she robbed me of the opportunity to truly serve her well. And so reach out to your friends and family. They want to support you. They want to help you. They want to listen to you. So those four things, let's repeat those four things because we're still talking about grief. Allow yourself to feel, set boundaries, honor your loved ones, and lean on your support system. So if you're struggling with the loss and grief during the holiday season, those are four tips that I believe can be very important to helping you move forward. Now, let's talk about survivor's guilt because survivor's guilt is a feeling of guilt that arises when we have survived a situation that others did not. So, if you're a cancer survivor, you may be thinking that you shouldn't be here, and you may be thinking that somebody else died and that person probably should be here. Survivor's guilt is that surviving a serious illness or continuing life after losing someone we love, that really makes us feel guilty. And so today I want to share with you that survivor's guilt is also a tool of the enemy because it robs us of our present and our future. Survivor's guilt can make us feel like we don't deserve happiness or joy, especially during festive times. I remember the first year after my mom died, I was so depressed because here we were in family. She died in October, and here we are in December in family celebration, and I felt so guilty that I still got to live and she didn't. I started to think like, why am I here and she is not? Or how can I celebrate when she is not here? But what I had to learn to do was to shift my perspective because being here, being alive is a gift. And I am grateful every single day. So when you sit in that survivor's guilt, it's a mindset shift from feeling guilty to actually being grateful that you still have the opportunity to build a legacy, to create memories, and to make an impact in this world. So instead of focusing on why you're here, how about thinking about how you can use your life to live in a way that honor the people who are no longer here with us? Like, let's just shift it. If we feel guilty that they're not here, then what can we do to honor them with our lives to demonstrate that even though they're no longer here, we're going to live in a way that honors the fact that we are and carry that legacy forward. It's exactly what I do with the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group, carrying a legacy forward, something bigger than ourselves. Focus and anchor into something bigger. Secondly, we want to practice gratitude because while guilt focuses on what we feel we don't deserve, gratitude shifts our focus to what we have been given. I hope you got that. Guilt causes us to focus on what we feel we don't deserve. But gratitude shifts our focus to what we have been given, and we have been given the gift of life. And so I encourage you every morning that you wake up or every moment that you feel survivor's guilt to write down three things that you're grateful for. Today, I am grateful for the opportunity to serve women cancer support, cancer patients and survivors. Today, I am grateful that I get the opportunity to live in the Bahamas where I can sit on the sea whenever at the beach whenever I get overwhelmed and breathe fresh air and listen to the waves as they crash on the ocean on the sand. Today I am extremely grateful to be a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. And so what three things, and if you're watching this now, if you're watching this on the replay, type at least three things in the comment section that you are grateful for. And then fourth, I'd like to encourage you to seek professional help. Listen, there's nothing wrong with therapy. Therapy is therapeutic. But in the Bahamas, we have made light out of mental health issues and we've made light out of situations where people need support by speaking with a therapist. And so And that has to change because therapy is life-changing. So survivor's guilt can feel overwhelming. And if you speak to a professional, someone who is skilled with the tools and resources to help you process those feelings, that's a win, sis. That's a win, bro. So seek professional support, get into therapy, speak with a counselor, speak with somebody that you feel safe with so that you can process your feelings of guilt. So let's talk about very quickly those four things that we can do to navigate survivor's guilt. The first thing is to shift your perspective. The second thing is to practice gratitude. The third thing is to ensure that you seek professional support. And the fourth thing that I want to share with you today as it relates to survivor's guilt is to get back into giving. Giving back can be so healing. So volunteer or donate or just show kindness to someone who might need it. You can volunteer with nonprofit organizations, work at a soup kitchen, work at a thrift store, work where people come for support and you can support and help them. It is amazing how our lives turn around when we serve other people. And it helps us to channel our emotions into something positive. So whenever you feel down, remember that there are things that are so much bigger that we can get involved in and to help us anchor ourselves through those difficult periods. And so as I close our live today, I'd like to remind you that grief and survivor's guilt are not things that you need to rush yourself through or fix immediately. They are simply a part of the human experience. Whenever we have experienced something traumatic, there is a process that we have to go through to get to the other side of that. When we decide that we don't want to go through that process, we remain stuck, we remain in pain, and we are then becoming victims. But when we go through the process of acknowledging what we're feeling, processing those feelings, getting involved in activities and volunteering with other organizations and serving other people, when we begin to do things, we realize that we're stronger than we even knew. But more importantly, we recognize that we are not alone. I also want to remind you that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to smile. It's okay to cry. And it's okay to take one day at a time, or even one moment at a time. Because healing doesn't mean that you're forgetting. Healing from the pain of losing my mother didn't make me forget her. Accepting her death made me live and thrive in a much more positive and vibrant way because I recognize the gift that I have, the gift of life. And so I feel that pain sometimes of her not being here, but I also know that as a part of my healing, accepting that it's something that I can't change and moving forward with carrying her within me, carrying on her legacy. As I move forward too, simply makes my life so much better. And I hope that that's a tool that you can use in your life as well. And so today I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share this space with you. Thank you for allowing me to share these tips and tools with you. Thank you for listening. And if this conversation resonated with you in any way, or if you know anyone who might benefit from the things that we spoke about today, please share this video with them. No one needs to go through survivor's guilt or grief alone. And we can continue this conversation. If you have questions, please feel free to share your questions. If you have thoughts that you'd like to share underneath this post, please go right ahead and do so. And I will respond to each one of them. We encourage you as well to stay connected, particularly if you are a cancer patient, a cancer survivor, a caretaker, or someone that's mourning the loss of someone that died from cancer. We encourage you to stay connected to us. The holiday season may feel heavy, but remember, you don't have to face them alone. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved and supported. And I wish you moments of peace and comfort during this holiday season. Again, thank you for listening and God bless you.